Texas Ranger lineup under Bobby Valentine. Coming this way with Oddibe McDowell having gone to the minors and is back leading off and playing center field. Cecil Espy in left. Pete O'Brien at first. Ruben Sierra in right. Pete Incavilla, the designated hitter. Gino Petralli, second base. Steve Buechele at third. Jeff Kunkel at short. And Curtis Wilkerson at second. And that's the lineup that Valentine sends out against Roger Clemens.
Well, Roger, of course, 1-0 against the Rangers this year, the game that he beat Charlie Huff in. 3-0 over his lifetime against the Texas Rangers, and all three of those wins have been right here at Arlington Stadium. Record of 13 wins and 5 losses. 2.37 ERA, which is second best in the American League, second to Frank Viola, who's at 2.17. And 175 innings, giving up 136 hits, 205 strikeouts, which is #1 in the league, and only 30 walks.
3.02 earned run average against this club over his career, and that 3-0 mark in 7 starts against them. This is his 8th, and he flirted with a no-hitter a couple of years ago down here into the 8th inning.
And gets a chance to pitch in front of a lot of friends and family.
He'll have a lot of tickets in this ballpark tonight. As the Texas guys come home, Spike Owen,
Ellis Burks
here from Fort Worth area.
Larry Parrish gets to come home.
Parrish definitely coming home to a club that let him go. And a lot of people in Texas did not like that. He was pretty popular here. There's a welcome back to Larry Parrish.
I think he probably did more interviews before the game than anybody.
That's right. Clemens will face McDowell, Espy, and O'Brien, the first 3 hitters for these Rangers, who are struggling and trying to get to respectability, trying to get to 500, really. Started the year in pretty good shape. Got some good pitching. Didn't get much offense for a while. That's been their trouble lately. And they are 8 games under 500 and 15.5 out. They have virtually out of contention in the race in the West, but they wouldn't mind overtaking California and maybe Kansas City as the Royals are slipping backward.
I remember the first time we were here, the only guy that was really swinging the bat for him was O'Brien.
Oh, he was hot. He was the hottest hitter in the league in that first week, and then the week after. Hadn't had too many home runs since, and he had about 4 or something like that the first week. Here's McDowell, who was sent down to AAA. Of course, he had been the can't-miss prospect from the Olympics a couple of years ago. Oddibe hitting .237 with 3 home runs and 20 batted in. And that just goes right by him. Foul tip. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, since getting called back from Oklahoma City, he's hitting 10 of 11 games to raise his average from 205 to 237. So that little trip down to AAA maybe helped get some things worked out for him.
Sometimes that helps. People don't like it. But if you get into a bad groove up here and you're not helping the ball club, it's better to go down and get some at-bats and swing at live pitching. And he's young. He looks to me to be a pretty good player. He can run, catch the ball in the outfield. Olympic team in 1984. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the fastball by Clemens just outside. He has tripled in each of his last 2 games in Milwaukee. Outfield playing him about straight away, and the pitch is inside for a ball. 3-2. Jim Rice back in uniform. He was yesterday and did not play at Fenway, but he is in there today as the designated hitter. The foul, and Oddibe McDowell is 3-2 still.
Rice had a chance to take some hitting yesterday and was out early this afternoon, 3 o'clock, taking some extra batting practice.
I think Joe wanted him to get some swings and also against the breaking ball, Charlie Huff.
Yeah, he felt like he had a good chance to swing the bat pretty well against Huff. Parrish, of course, hasn't faced Huff. He's been a teammate of his for the last couple of years. The only time he's seen him in spring training.
Strike 3. McDowell out on strikes. One gone.
Almost looks like the same pitch that Roger threw on the outside corner a couple of pitches ago and did not get the benefit of the call. This time some nasty paint right on the black. Outside corner.
Had movement on it too. Tough pitch to take with 2 strikes, but McDowell just got caught in between. So there's a strikeout for Clemens to start it in the first. And the left fielder Cecil Espy is the batter. And racks one high and deep to right, but twisting foul. Way back into the stands there. Wow, he got his cookie, but just a little bit too much as he turned on it and hit a long foul into the right field stands.
Oh, he came out of that dugout swinging, that's for sure. First pitch, and he was very loose on this pitch. Looks like the ball is in on him and up a little bit.
Espy's hitting .261. 1 homer this year. He hasn't done too much lately, but he's 2 for 3 against Clemens.
He can run too. He's got some speed.
Yes,
18 stolen bases.
1 ball, 1 strike to Espy. And it is 2-1 from Clemens. One ball, 2 strikes to Espy.
Well, obviously from that swing right there, he's just sitting on a fastball trying to get a Roger Clemens fastball. The one he pulled foul, that time way out in front on a breaking ball.
Miles out in front. Got him. And Gedman will throw down to first to put him out. Assist for Gedman and a put out for Benziger. 2 strikeouts for Clemens, his first 2 batters.
And it looks like the fork ball this time from Clemens. Watch this ball drop a little bit. Drop and kind of break away from him.
Pete O'Brien, 293 for the year. 9 home runs, 37 batted in. And he was just eating pitchers alive in April when we came down here and when they appeared at Fenway Park. He sits safely in 4 straight games. Good first baseman. He's homered only 2 times in his last 68 games. But he does well against Boston. Hitting .333 against Red Sox pitching. 2 balls, 1 strike to O'Brien. And he is 10 for 20 against Roger Clemens. I mean, that ought to be in some sort of book. 500 against Clemens over 3 years. High to left center field, and Greenwell. 1, 2, 3 for Roger with a pair of strikeouts. And after 1, there's no score. Bobby Valentine, the manager of the Texas Rangers, has made his changes this year, trying to get some sort of thing going for him.
Signed a nice new contract.
Yeah.
Took care of that a couple of months ago, gave him an extension on his contract, so this is going to be his ball club for the next couple of years.
Well, he's put his mark on it, I think, Jerry, and has rekindled some interest in baseball down here, in which had been primarily cowboy country.
Reading a story in the paper when we got in yesterday, Ned, talking about where they might trade some of their top prospects in the minor leagues to try to get some more veteran type players here.
They've gone through so many rebuilding programs. First they came in with veterans, then they went with youth, and now it's been a mixture. But they want to win. They want to get up there where they can contend, and they did 2 years ago. Ruben Sierra, right fielder. 0-2. Sierra hitting .240, but with 13 home runs, he has knocked in 53 runs. He has been in a slump in his last 4 games, going 1 for 16. And a ball outside. Sierra 5 for 16 against Clemens in his career with a double and a triple. Has not been that bad against Roger. Wilkerson, Sierra, and O'Brien, the 3 best Texas hitters against Clemens over the last couple of seasons. 2-2. High to the left side. Boggs in foul ground. 1 out. They're playing in New York, the Milwaukee Brewers and the Yankees at the stadium, and Milwaukee has a 2-1 lead. 2 good left-handers going in that one. Teddy Higuera for the Brewers, John Candelaria for New York, and the Brewers are now batting in the top of the 6th with that 2-1 lead. Minnesota leading Toronto 2-0 at the Metrodome. That's in the 4th inning. Pete Incavilla, the designated hitter, 19 home runs, 42 batted in. He had a home run yesterday in Milwaukee and the day before.
Funny how things go in this game. First time in Texas here, was having an awful lot of trouble. Put on the bench for a couple of games. Flip-flopping around with a lot of different stances, different hitting ideas. He said, the heck with it, I'm going back to the way I hit when I got here, and he's had some success since then.
It's all or nothing at all with him. You'll see him miss a lot. He leads the major leagues in strikeouts with 103 already.
It's amazing he's able to hit at this point 261 and strike out 103 times already.
He's very, very strong. He's 0 for 3 against Clemens, all of them strikeouts. He got back at Jeffrey Leonard, who's now with the Milwaukee Brewers, who runs that home run thing, as you saw in the playoffs last year, with one arm down, the flap down. Incavilla did it Saturday, and he did it a little bit yesterday, and got Bill Wegman, the Milwaukee pitcher, a little bit mad, and they had some words, but he only did it for about 4 or 5 steps towards second. He said, once is enough. I did it Saturday. If Leonard can do it, I can do it one time. Two. And Clemens has struck him out for the 4th time. That's 3 strikeouts in the game for Roger. 2 outs in the 2nd.
Well, Clemens just basically staying with the hot stuff, the good fastball, and staying up on Incavilla, keeping it up in the strike zone. And away. Big swing. I wonder if pitchers would have said if I would have bunted to first and had a flap down on the way down to first on a drag bunt.
I'd love to have seen that. I don't know why you never thought of that. Here is Petralli, the catcher. Gino taking a strike. Petralli, 303 hitter with 5 home runs and 19 batted in. Has played well. 5 for 10 his last 3 games. Petralli is 2 for 12 against Clemens. One of those Roger will remember, a pinch hit homer against him on the 25th of August in '86 when he was flirting with that no-hitter. Two balls and 2 strikes. To left field, shallow, long run for Greenwell. Has to let it drop. And there's the Texas Rangers' first hit. Petralli dumping one to left for the single.
Well, Petralli just basically trying to stay away from the strikeout with 2 strikes on him, trying to get a piece of something, get the bat on the ball. Was able to do that on a breaking ball and just lifted it out into left field. have to be very careful on this outfield grass. You kind of saw that ball spin away a little bit from Greenwell. It's cut very, very short. And I know being out here this afternoon, it really can take some funny hops on you, almost the effect you get on AstroTurf.
The batter is Steve Buechele, 261, 10 home runs, the Texas third baseman. He's had some good games against the Red Sox in the last 2 years. But not against Clemens. He is 1 for 12 against Roger. No score. We're in the bottom of the second inning in Texas. Two balls, no strikes. And a 2-1 count. Got some signs being given.
Dave Oliver, third base coach, Texas Rangers. Davey Lopes, the first base coach.
Benziger holding the bag against Petralli. Minnesota leading Toronto, as we said, 2-0 in the fourth. Seattle at Chicago in the American League, 0-0 in the third. The Mets are at Philadelphia, leading the Phillies 2-0 in the fourth inning. In the National League action, it's Dodgers at San Francisco, no score in the third. And the Cardinals lead the Pirates in a big series starting 1-0 in the third inning at St. Louis. 3 balls, 1 strike to Buechele, 2 outs. And on the corner with the breaking ball. Three and 2.
That's some confidence right there in your breaking ball. 3 balls, 1 strike. Put it right on the outside corner.
Runner goes. It's ball 4. Buechele draws the first walk-off Clemens. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Roger has fanned 3, walked 1, given up a hit. And will take on the number 8 hitter in the lineup, Jeff Kunkel, the shortstop. 4 for 34 in his last 11 games. He is the son of the late American League umpire Bill Kunkel, former Yankee pitcher, who died of cancer a year or 2 ago. And he was still alive, though, to know to be around when Jeff made his first major league appearance and got his first major league home run a couple of years ago here with the Rangers. He's been in the AAA level, now back up, playing shortstop and moving Wilkerson to second base. A strike on the outside corner.
Really a lot of talk about Kunkel a couple of years ago being the shortstop of the future for the Texas Rangers. It's been back and forth between AAA and the big leagues, and Scott Fletcher's played so well for him. Yeah. He really took over that job.
Well, that was such a good move for the Rangers, getting Fletcher from Chicago. They have been looking for the shortstop of the future ever since they arrived here. Strike 3, and Clemens gets him. Fourth strikeout for Roger. The Rangers leave a couple despite the argument from Kunkel, and after 2 innings of play, 0-0. Well, it's not quite full over Texas, but it's getting there as Mr. Moon is lingering over Arlington Town and Dallas-Fort Worth. A beautiful evening here over Arlington Stadium, and quite a ball game going in the matchup between Roger Clemens and Charlie Huff. 0-0. Bottom of the 4th inning. O'Brien, Sierra, and Incavilla. Pete O'Brien, fly to left his first time up, is there with a strike. Thanks to Tom Larson for the update on what is happening elsewhere in baseball tonight. Cut down schedule in each league, more so than the National and the American. Tigers are not active tonight. Teddy Higuera still has the 2-1 lead for Milwaukee over New York. Here it is 0-0, and the pitch to O'Brien is inside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It is foul. The Rangers assistant director of media relations, Larry Kelly, moved down here a couple of years ago, last year, matter of fact, and he dropped by. Like to say hello to his brother Kevin and his wife, Kevin's wife Gretchen, in Quincy, Massachusetts. Larry really likes it down here and is doing a fine job for the Rangers. Clemens misses a little bit outside, ball 2. It's 2-2. The big temperature board in right field says 98 degrees. Now it's gone down a few. Right side, Barrett has time. 1 away. One down in the Rangers' 4th inning.
Hello, Brian trying to find that hole between first and second, but Barrett does a good job right here to increase his range going into the outfield grass. Gets himself set up for the good strong throw to first base. Good communication there between Barrett and Benzinger too. Sometimes the first baseman will go for that ball, and pitcher has to get over and cover, as we saw Huff do earlier in the game.
Sierra, the hitter. Ball 1. Ruben Sierra fouled out to third in the 2nd inning. And a foul off the foot. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Rangers really have been hurt by people on the disabled list. They've got a bunch of pitchers. Brad Arnsberg, Jose Ceseno, and Edward Correa are all back in rehab now in AAA. Ray Haywood, same situation. Did a good job for him here for a while. Of course, the catcher, Mike Stanley's been put on the disabled list, got a bad hamstring. They've had some problems physically.
Yeah, almost since the start of the season, they've had 2 or 3 out almost consistently at the same time. Off the bat of Sierra, and the count is 1-2.
With all those pitchers on the disabled list, they've managed to do a pretty decent job, though. They're 6th in the league in pitching with a 3.90 ERA. Kind of a flip-flop from last year.
Yeah, last year was the pitching with the problem here. And a fastball right by him. Sierra strikes out. That's number 5 for Clemens.
4 out of 5 of the strikeouts have been on the fastball. It looks like they go back up in the strike zone on Sierra. See him swing right under that ball. Likes the ball down.
Pete Incavilla coming up. Struck out in the 2nd. Roger has struck Incavilla out all 4 times he's faced him in their major league dealings with each other. One from the University of Texas, one from Oklahoma State. Incavilla, a fine player in college.
Probably punched him out a few times in college, too.
Yeah, probably. 1 ball and 1 strike to the strong boy who plays left field and DH for Texas. Strike, hitting the outside corner. And he got him again. 5 for 5 for him, for Clemens against Incavilla. Roger gets him in order in the 4th. He has fanned 6 now, and after 4 innings of play, 0-0.
Well, the ball hit very hard by Jim Rice to third base. You see Reed getting his lead off first, takes a step, and then he's had a little bit of a slip coming back to first base to cause this, the double play. As he tried to come back to first, just kind of lost his footing a little bit, and that was the difference.
Nice pick by O'Brien. 3 double plays reeled off by the Texas infield. The Rangers batting against Clemens in the 5th. Petralli, who has the Rangers' only hit, is up. Strike 1. He singled to left field in the 2nd inning. This went with a pitch with Clemens and dropped it out in front of Greenwell. 1 ball and 1 strike. Two and 1. There is the strike. 2 and 2.
I'm watching Todd Benziger at first base most of the night. He's really been on the line, very close to the line, almost like he's trying to take a double away early in the ball game. Maybe they figure 1 run may be the difference in this ball game, and he's playing over there close.
Just about a step and a half off that line. Well hit towards center, but Burks is there, and Ellis shoulder high catch. Petralli is out. Clemens has struck out 6. He has walked 1 and given up 1 hit. Steve Buechele, the 3rd baseman, up. Drew a walk in the 2nd. Petralli got as far as second base in the 2nd inning, and that's the farthest any Ranger has gotten. Strike 1. Greenwell got to second base in the 2nd for Boston, and that's as far as any Red Sox player has gotten. That's how these pitchers are going tonight. 0-2 to Buechele. Back out of play.
Perfect 0-2 pitch right there. The outside corner, just a little bit off the plate, something the hitter has to think about. Has to take a swing at it, but he's not going to hit it well if he does hit it. It's not totally wasting a pitch, but making a tough pitch for him to hit.
2-strike pitch. Right over the top comes Clemens, and it's ball 1. A strikeout. Number 7. First time he's gotten Buechele. 7 for Clemens through 4 2/3.
Once again, the fastball, it's up high. It looks like Buechele halfway through wants to try to hold up, but can't do it. Right after he gets halfway through that swing, decided, I don't really want to swing at it, but I've got to now.
Yeah, he went all the way and had nothing to do but just go back to the bench. Clemens working to Kunkel, whom he struck out on the second. 1 ball, no strikes to Jeff Kunkel, the shortstop. One and one. Clemens struck out 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the fourth, and now has 1 in the fifth. One ball, 2 strikes. Roger just pouring it down there now. Mixing the slider, an occasional slider with the good fastball, and it is good one tonight. An occasional forkball. Hits the ball. Umpire Terry Kraft at first base. 2-2. It's foul. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that just misses outside. Ball 3. Got him, and Roger Clemens has 8 strikeouts through 5 innings. After 5, 0-0. Here's one of the between game features here in Texas. The Star Telegram of Fort Worth sponsors this dot game as we go into the 6th inning every night, and people cheer as if they got money on these things going around. This was done, if you heard all the cheering earlier. It once was not for Jerry Remy's commercial, but it was for the dot thing.
How about the nachos between innings here?
Yeah, I know. I had the hot stuff there. I was hoping you'd have a long commercial. Right? So they're having fun in Texas, and they do at this ballpark. It's a great little ballpark, and people have a good time here. And people stay in the stands. Here is Curtis Wilkerson. Fly ball slicing foul down the left field line, out of play. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. That's the line on each team. Roger Clemens against Charlie Huff in a beauty. One ball, 1 strike to Wilkerson. He lined out to left field in the 3rd. And they bunch him that way with Burks over toward left center. Strike 2. Clemens has fanned 8. Out of play. Toronto has taken the lead over Minnesota 4-2 in the 7th at the Metrodome. And a foul on the check swing. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wilkerson, the number 9 hitter in the order. And Mr. Morgan. Looking at a tie game. Little to choose between the two pitchers except the way they pitch. But their results are the same. No runs. It's 2-2 to Wilkerson. Fouled off. Off the hands of Wilkerson. Clemens has fanned 8. He's got 2 to go to get to that 10K game, which seems kind of standard to him. In games that he has struck out 10 or more in his career, he is 25-1. Misses inside to Kurt Wilkerson. 3-2.
I'll tell you, Wilkerson puts on a pretty good battle against Clemens. Fouls some pitches off, is able to lay off some tough pitches.
Shown his ability to go to the opposite field on him effectively. 3-2 pitch. He does this time high to left, and Greenwell is there. So Wilkerson is out. Second time he has flied to left. There's one away in the Texas 6th. Odeby McDowell has taken a third strike and tried to bunt and popped it up to Clemens in the third. Ball 1. And a whistling strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Odeby.
Red Sox obviously think that McDowell has a chance to bunt and might try it again. Have Barrett in a couple of steps at second base. If the ball goes towards second base, he'll try to make the play. Benzinger would stay home at first.
1 ball, 1 strike. 2-1. Boggs about even with the grass at third and wide of the bag.
Awful tough to go to third base and try to deaden the ball against a guy that throws so hard as Clemens does. You almost have better luck trying to take it with you to take a drag bunt.
Two and 2. They do have beach balls here. Not as many as at home maybe, but there's one just dropped out in right center field.
And nobody wants to get it.
Now they're going to have a beach ball boy get it.
When it's 96 degrees, the right fielder and the center field, I don't feel like going over to get that ball. Somebody,
no way.
Send somebody else. No, don't put it back up there. Take it with you.
Don't give it back to him.
Yeah.
There, they lose it under the stands. 2 and 2. And now a full count. He walks it. McDowell on with a walk, and that's the second given up by Roger Clemens. He had retired 11 batters in a row since walking Buechel in the second inning.
Well, with this game going the way it is, not very many runs planned on being scored in this game. McDowell has good speed on first base. 16 stolen bases, been thrown out 5 times. We may see some action here.
Trying to watch him a little bit. He's got about a 4-step lead. And we'll get back. Takes that widespread stance at first base. The batter is Cecil Espy, who has struck out and popped up. 0-0. Bottom of the 6th. Every base runner a piece of gold out there. Clemens again to Benziger.
Very unusual stance as he gets his lead. McDowell really has those feet wide, spread out. Usually you kind of try to have them shoulder width apart.
So you can get that lean and that swing and that crossover. But to each his own, and he's done it pretty well. Clemens outside. 1 ball and no strikes to Espy. Crowds him a little bit. There was a bluff by McDowell at first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oliver, the third base coach, with the signs. One and one with a fast man, McDowell at first. McDowell, a little bit of a stutter step and a dive back on the knees that time. This game right now developing into a plane above the game. About the high whistle, and only dogs hear. The managers hear the whistle as they strive for a run, and he takes off. Gedman down there. He's got the throw in time. Jody Reed puts the tag on the sliding McDowell. And there are 2 away. Boy, what a throw by Rich Gedman.
Well, the difference in this stolen base may have been just a little head fake by Roger Clemens on the mound. He went into a stretch, gave a little bit of a head fake. Then it was a little movement by McDowell right there, and now go. May have slowed him up just a little bit.
He was running straight for the bag. The throw is perfect.
Took a look in there. It looked like he slowed up a little bit. Perfect throw by Gedman.
So they knocked that potential run off, and there are 2 away. The count is 1-2 to Espy. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 0-0 game in the 6th. To the screen. This game a tense nail biter all the way around. Red Sox have had an experience down here that there is strike 3. No argument by Espy as he is out on strike, and that's number 9 for Clemens. We go to the 7th. 0-0.
See right here, McDowell kind of slows up, takes a look in. That could have been a difference, or the little head fake that Clemens gave him at first base where he had a little bit of a jump, had to stop, and then left. See the little jump right here, and then he goes.
Rifle shot by Gedman to get him, and a big run knocked down. It is 0-0 as the Red Sox come up in the 7th against Charlie Huff. They have gotten just 1 hit. Texas has gotten just 1 hit. Marty Barrett is up. Ball 1. Barrett has lined to third and walked. Two and 0. Only one player from each team has gotten as far as second base. That's how good this pitching has been. And now Barrett has the count 3-0.
Well, 2 balls and no strikes that time. Instead of throwing the fastball, threw a little bit of a slider.
Dwight Evans on deck. 3-1. Huff has been able to come back from 3-0 counts a couple of times. He has walked 3 in the game. 2 of them have been picked off in double plays. Gave up a single, the only single of the game, to Reed, and he was doubled up. 3 double play balls for Texas. 3-1 to Barrett. Ball 4, he's on. Red Sox have the lead man on for the 3rd time in the game. 4th walk given up by Huff. Dwight Evans has fouled to the catcher and hit into a double play. Taking a hard look at the bench and at rack slider. Buechele even with the bag at 3rd. Infield double play depth around 2nd. Barrett 3 steps off 1st and back. They will pay attention to Marty Barrett over there. And again, Barrett has stolen 5 bases in 7 times this season.
Almost looks like when he's getting his lead, too, he has most of that weight heading back toward first base. One-way lead.
A strike to Evans, who finally gets the pitch thrown to him. Keys, indicators, skin on skin. Everything.
Sometimes they're just so basic, too. All that means nothing.
That's right. It's left window dressing. Somewhere in there is a key, an indicator, or what? He's out. Barrett is mad. Hopping around there as Terry Kraft called him out on a close play at first. Al Bumbry trying to get in between him, taking the heat off Barrett, who's been up and at him against the umpires lately. The move by Huff picks off Barrett. Big play for Texas.
Well, you see Barrett right there making that motion almost like he did. Start toward home plate, go to first. He definitely had Barrett leaning toward second base. Second time we've seen Barrett in an argument the last couple of days.
Yeah.
We'll watch Barrett right here leaning toward second.
He had the bag.
Looks like he might have got that hand back in.
From that indicator.
Let's see. Looks like a little fake to the plate and then a spin to first base.
The head fake. But it looked from that angle that he had the bag ahead of the tag.
Looked like he got his hand back in there, yeah.
Yeah. Evans now bangs the base hit, wouldn't you know it, in the left field. That's the second Red Sox hit as Evans singles. Well, you're going to play it might have been, we don't know.
Now this pickoff may become a very big play right here. See Barrett's weight just heading towards second base. Tries to cross over and get back.
He has a bag right there.
Looked like it was very, very close. Might have had it back in there. And the move by Huff to first base. Well, I didn't really see anything wrong with that.
Not too bad. He had a head fake. Mike Greenwell is the batter. He has walked and popped up. Evans at first, 1 out. Rip City that time. Greenwell trying to pick one up and drill it out of here somewhere.
Well, it looks like Greenwell has it in sight. He starts his swing, and all of a sudden it's just not there anymore. Watch this ball drop. Good job right there, too, by Petrali to keep that ball in front of him.
It is 0-2. There's a fastball thrown to first base. O'Brien, a very good defensive first baseman, one of the best in the league. And to kind of pick that one off to his right. Dips down and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Greenwell. We're in the top of the 7th inning at Arlington, Texas. 0-0.
As a base runner in these situations, once that ball gets by the hitter, you really got to be heads up. Don't be heading back toward first base too soon. Make sure that ball's caught by the catcher. They'll box those balls around. Sometimes you don't have to box them very far. You can make second base.
One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Outfield, a couple of steps toward right. Another little lob over there. Kind of a third-class mail throw by Huff. He has the count 1-2 to Mike Greenwell. Looks outside, ball 2. 2-2. A little harder that time. Right up the plate on a ball was breaking into him, and the count hangs at 2-2. That Yankee game, the Yankees had 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Milwaukee 2 runs, only 3 hits and 1 error. Candelaria the winner, and Higuera the loser. Meyer homered for Milwaukee. Mattingly hit one for New York. 26,000 at the stadium. Greenwell the batter with a 2-2 count. 3-2. Huff working naturally, very carefully to a hitter like Greenwell.
What a job Petrali's done behind the plate also.
And a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Evans at first, 1 out. Forego the 3-2 pitch one more time. almost had Evans dancing around there.
Almost looked like he was off on that 3-2 count with one out. See that first reaction towards second base.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Evans not a very big lead at first base. Greenwell the batter. White will hang there. Huff working hard right in the middle of things. Evans goes. It's ball 4. Greenwell walks on a 3-2 pitch, and Evans goes to second. Second walk given up this inning by Huff.
Charlie can't believe they call that ball 4. Still down on one knee on the mound. Now he comes up.
Wasn't that bad a pitch, was it?
Where was that pitch? He's asking Petralli. Take another look at it.
Ooh, mercy. It broke right into the strike zone. It started out as ball 4, all
looked
right.
like it was going to start out high. Boy, that dropped down about waist high.
That was in the strike zone there, and Huff had reason to look down and long. And now there are 2 on. It's 1 out, and Burks is the batter. Ellis has struck out and fouled out. For the second time in the game, the Red Sox have a runner at second base. Pop up. Infield fly rule called, and there is the omnipresent Wilkerson making the catch, and there are 2 down. And Ellis again trying to hop on the first good pitch he sees, pops it up. 2 down now, and it's all up to Jody Reed, who is singled and walked. Huff working, as you see, slickly and hotly to get out of this. It's 97 degrees right now.
Well, it almost always seems the times you get Charlie Huff are very early in the ball game. He has trouble first couple of innings, maybe walks a few, you get a base hit. When he gets going in a ball game, awful tough.
If you let him off the hook early, why, you're in for a busy evening trying to scratch out a run. Reed almost hit by that one. Ball 1. Jody looped a single to right field in the second. That was the only hit the Red Sox had until this inning, when Evans grounded the single in the hole in the left.
That base hit kept his hitting streak alive, now 11 games.
Jody walked in the 5th and was doubled up. Fly ball going foul and out of play. One ball, 1 strike to Reed. Evans at second. Greenwell at first. 2 out. 0-0. Up the middle it goes. Base hit. Evans turns and heads for the plate. The throw is off the mark. The Red Sox lead 1-0. Jody Reed comes up with his second hit, singling home Evans, and the ice is broken for Boston. The little guy does it again. He is 2 for 2. He gets his 17th RBI and a big one.
Clutch base hit right there by Jody Reed. Knuckleball looks like it's down, and Reed stays right down there with it. As we take another look at it, down about knee high, he's able to drive that ball up the middle. Kunkel gives it a shot, tries to knock it down. Evans scores easily from second base.
McDowell's throw was way off to the third base side up the line, and Reed with a big RBI. Red Sox lead 1-0. Jim Rice is up, has hit into 2 double plays, one of them a line drive. Ball 1. And activity begins in the bullpen for the Rangers.
Ed Vandenberg.
Ed Vandenberg, the lefty, used to be with Seattle. and others. One ball, no strikes to Rice. Rice to short hard, but over to second goes the play for the out. A force out on Reed. But in the 7th inning, the Red Sox get a run. And after 6 1/2, they lead 1-0. And some fans rooting for Roger Clemens, who now has been staked to an enormous 1-0 lead on the single by Jody Reed.
There's your run, big guy. Go out and hold him.
That's it. That's all we can do for you tonight, Rod. Just go. O'Brien, Sierra, and Incavilla, the middle of the order, coming up for Texas. Clemens has fanned 9. He has struck out 9. He has walked 2 and has given up just 1 hit. Pete O'Brien is up. Ball 1. O'Brien is 0 for 2. A slide to left and grounded to second. There's a strike. So the Red Sox run scoring maybe in spite of and because of umpiring. Barrett, who looked safe at first base, was called out. He represented a run that could have scored. But it was strike 3 to Greenwell, as it appeared to us anyway, and it was called ball 4. He gave them a life, and later on Reed gets the base hit to bring in the game's only run.
Well, we get a chance to look at everything a couple of times up here. Right. They only get one look at it. And
that's right.
And knuckleball, it's hard to hit. It's also hard to call strikes on balls and strikes.
You can give up on it just like a batter can. 2 balls and 1 strike. To the gap in right center field for a base hit. Ball picked up by Evans. Throw to second base. Not in time. It's a double for O'Brien, leading off the 7th. So O'Brien, who came in hitting .500 against Clemens, gets his first hit of the night.
Continues his hard hitting against the Red Sox. Looked like this ball had a chance to be a triple when it left the bat, heading for the gap. And then when it hit the outfield grass, it looked like it just kind of died a little bit. Almost stopped. See that? Evans had to turn around and then had a very, very close play at second base.
Decoy put out there by Reed. But a double by Pete O'Brien to lead off the 7th, and he represents the tying run. That's the second hit off Clemens. Nobody out. Sierra, the batter. Strike. Ruben Sierra has fouled out and struck out. Rangers fans have been making some happy noises here throughout the game, just having fun, but now they're behind their ball club and making a lot of noise. And so is the organ. The fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ruben Sierra. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, if they keep the same pattern against Sierra, they'll be up in the strike zone this time with the hard stuff.
Trying to climb right up the ladder with him.
Been chasing that ball high.
One ball, 2 strike count with nobody out and O'Brien at second. Missing outside, ball 2. Got him. Sierra mad, slamming the bat down in frustration, I guess. So that's the 10th strikeout for Clemens.
And it's the forkball right here. You see it dipping down. Came inside with it, but had enough movement on it. No contact. Boy, he really kicks that leg and falls back.
Second time that Clemens has gotten Sierra, and that's the 10th for Roger. He has 215 strikeouts now, and 32 times in his career has struck out 10 or more in a game. His relatively brief career, I might add. Foul strike one by Incavilla, who has fanned twice and has never done anything else but that against Roger Clemens. 5 strikeouts and 5 times at bat. Bullpen activity with Tom Bolton and Bob Stanley. O'Brien at second, 1 out. Strike 2. Picked up the outside corner that time, right to the mitt of Rich Gedman, where he'd moved out there. And it's 0-2. Breaking ball. Ball 1. 1-2 to Pete Incavilla. Roger working very carefully despite the fact that he has had the sign on Pete for 2 years. Wants to check off with Rich Gedman.
We saw Gedman setting up inside. They've been fairly successful keeping away from Incavilla. They want to talk that over. Also right here, looks like they've changed their signs. O'Brien's been on second base for quite a while. He may have an idea of the signs. Barrett goes out and relays the message to Jody Reed at shortstop.
Sometimes that could be a decoy too, couldn't it? You know, in a case like that maybe he'll think now it's changed and
continue to use the same thing, or they may want an idea on what they're going to throw him so they can set the infield up a little bit.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Just a little bit up, and ball 2. Fastball called for. 2-2 to Incavilla.
And they called for it again on the outside part of the plate.
Got him again. 6 times in 6 times at bat, he has struck out Pete Incavilla. 3 times tonight. That's 11 for Clemens. 2 down now.
Joe Morgan out to talk right now to Roger Clemens and Rich Gedman. Petrelli's been a tough out for him. Got a base hit earlier in the game and hit the ball pretty well at center field last time up.
It's around him maybe a little bit. First base open. Of course, that's putting the lead run on, but you've got a right-handed batter, Buechele, up, who has walked and struck out.
Roger did most of the talking in that discussion right there.
Crunch time, as the boys on Madison Avenue would say right now. There are 2 outs. O'Brien still resting at second base. Petrelli is up. He has singled and lined to center. Strike 1. Gedman moving right out there on the outer edge. 0-1. O'Brien led with a double, but Sierra and Incavilla have fanned. They work out again, and it's strike 2. 0-2 to Petrelli. That's heat right there. Bullpen has turned around to watch now Bolton and Stanley. Shows him that one. A 1-ball, 2-strike count. Red Sox lead 1-0, bottom of the 7th. Ball 2. A 2-2 count. And dips down out of the strike zone for ball 3. Another full count for Clemens. He's had several tonight. 3-2 to Petrali. Buechele on deck. Three-2 pitch. A little bluff towards second. Nobody there but the runner O'Brien. The gap in left center field on Petrali. And again, Clemens wants to get together with his catcher.
Gedman had set up outside the first time when he stepped off. They go through another set of signs. Obviously not what Clemens was thinking about. A little discussion, and right now they know what they want to do.
Bobby Valentine scratching for that run. Ball 4. Third walk given up by Clemens. Runners at first and second. 2 out. Steve Buechele coming up. Buechele walked in the second, struck out swinging in the 5th. Rangers with a tying run at second, the lead run at first. Out of play, strike 1. Rangers left 2 on back in the second inning. And after 2 are out, they got a single and a walk, but Clemens struck out Kunkel to end that one. One ball, 1 strike, 2 out, 2 on. Scott Fletcher, a contact hitter, is out on deck to bat for Kunkel if he gets a chance. Chop towards short, toward third. Boggs with it, and Clemens gets out of it. Boggs cutting down in front of the shortstop position. He had the shot at the ball and makes the play to get Clemens out of it. And the Rangers leave 2 despite a leadoff double by Pete O'Brien. And after 7, it's still Boston 1, Texas nothing. New shortstop for the Texas Rangers, the veteran Scott Fletcher, replacing Jeff Kunkel at short. He was on deck to bat for him if he'd had a chance after Buechele. Scott Fletcher now the new shortstop for the Texas Rangers.
What a job of pitching that last inning by Clemens. Leadoff double and just leave him right there. Struck out Sierra, didn't allow him to move the runner along. Incaviglia a strikeout. Worked tough around Petrali.
Yeah, he did work that in that last pitch. I think he wanted a little bit. It wasn't that far from being a strike on walking Petrali, and then he got the ground ball to Boggs.
Right.
Man, oh man.
Talk about get tough with a man on base. Wow.
He looked it too. You know, those close-ups you see of him. Boy, such concentration that man has.
Everything just slows up a little bit, gets his thoughts together. Every pitch counts.
That's why it was so funny. He had that quote in the car as we were driving him from Anaheim to the LA airport to go home for his newest child, and he said, my concentration was from dugout to dugout until the 7th inning. His concentration usually is about a half of the catcher's glove and the pitcher's mound. Todd Benziger up against Charlie Huff, who has nothing to be ashamed of in the way he has pitched tonight. Ball 1. Benziger is 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out. 1 run and 3 hits for the Red Sox. No runs, 2 hits for the Rangers. Two and nothing. White Sox leading Seattle 6-0 in the 6th. Toronto got 4 in the 7th. Leading Minnesota 4-3 in the top of the 9th at the Metrodome. Phillies leading the Mets in the 9th 3-2. Up the middle and past the dive of the second baseman Wilkerson. Benziger leads with a single in the 8th inning. 1 for 3 for Todd.
Almost the same situation as last time up. Ball breaking away from him. Dancing and moving to the outside part. Really hooks these wrists around. Rolls them over and gets the base hit up the middle. Quick set of wrists right there.
Benziger is now hit in 6 straight games. Going 8 for 20 in that stretch. He has really been involved in some big hits in this whole scheme of things. Now it's Rich Gedman up. The infield overshifts all the way around clockwise toward first, with Buechele wide of the bag, very wide of the bag at third. Ball 1. And the shortstop Fletcher almost behind second base. Gedman checking off with rack slider. Benziger will hold tight, and well he should, as Huff with a good move, and he's a tough man with a runner at first base. Already has a pickoff of Barrett in this game. Strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gedman has grounded twice to the second baseman Wilkerson. They play him around to pull, and he does it again. It plays Wilkerson out into right field. Benziger to third. Runners at the corners and nobody out, and a break for the Red Sox again. Ball had a chance of being a double play ball with Gedman running down the line at first, and it played Wilkerson for an error.
Well, the worst thing you want to do right there is just kind of back up, make sure you get one out of it anyway. That ball was really bouncing. Looked like he tried to be a little bit too quick going to second base, and the ball just bounced right up off his glove.
Error on Wilkerson, with Gedman reaching and Benziger going to third. So we've got Joe McMurtry, a right-hander, and Ed Vandenberg, the left-hander, in the bullpen, and Bobby Valentine talking to Huff at the mound, and Charlie Huff wondering just how you get runs to win in this game.
Oh, take another look at this high bounding ball by Gedman. Plenty of time as a second baseman right there. Just bounces right off his glove. High hop off the dirt, right over his glove, allows Benson to go on to third base. Looks like he just didn't get that glove up high enough.
Wilkerson, who'd been very active out there at second base all night long on assists and putouts. So now Huff has to go to work. Runners at first and third and nobody out.
Nice little meeting right there between Wilkinson and Huff. Wilkinson came in. Huff just kind of put his arms on top of his shoulders. Hey, don't worry about it.
said this. We all happen.
That's right.
And Curtis, liking that, now moves in. The infield coming on in. They cannot afford a run. They will not play for the double play right here with nobody out. They want to cut the run down, keep it at third base if possible, or cut it down in this game that has the Red Sox leading by a score of 1-0. And the pitch is down for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Fly ball, center field. This should do another run. McDowell there. 2-0.
Good job right there by Bowers, getting that ball in the air. First of all, just making contact off the knuckleball and then able to get it in the air, get that sacrifice fly, and score Benziger.
Wade Boggs doing the job and picking up an RBI, his 38th. Wade getting the hand, and Roger Clemens there with a pad run.
Boggs had the advantage right here of having one up a little bit, just about belt high. So the reaction right there by Charlie Huff, a little bit disappointed. Ball ends up in the air. Benziger tanging at third base.
Benziger scores. Gedman stays at first base. Made a bluff down there, but wasn't going to second. And Marty Barrett comes in, taking ball 1. Barrett has walked twice and lined to third. Red Sox leading 2-0. 8th inning. And the fastball, that's on by Huff. 2 balls, no strikes to Barrett. 1 out, 1 run in. Red Sox, who've had very little trouble scoring runs and sometimes in double figures lately, really scratching around tonight. Phillies have beaten the Mets tonight 3-2 at Philadelphia, but the Pirates cannot capitalize on it as they lost to St. Louis 5-1. Ball 3. 3-0. And Barrett looks at a strike. 3-1 as Craig McMurtry and Vandenberg have turned around to watch from their bullpen down in right field. Giants are leading the Dodgers 3-1 in the 9th at San Francisco. Giants starting to make a run in the National League West now. Gedman takes off on the hit and run. They have got 1 at second and 2 at first. Even with the runner Gedman breaking, they turn a 4-6-3 double play. Wilkerson, Fletcher, and O'Brien, and the Rangers have reeled off 4 double plays tonight. But the Red Sox pick up an unearned run, and after 7.5, they lead 2-0.
Well, here's a case of the Texas Rangers guessing the correct way. Barrett going to the opposite field on the hit and run, but Wilkerson is able to hold his ground and just nit Gedman at second base on the first for the double play. Nice turn right there by Fletcher, going out to the outfield side of at second base and making a good strong throw to first.
4 turned by the Rangers tonight. Barrett's hit into 1, Rice is hit into 2, and Evans is hit into 1. It's the kind of game it's been, a bunch of zeros until late. 1 Red Sox run in the 7th, 1 unearned run in the 8th. And that's been the ball game. With some time to go, the Rangers coming up with Scott Fletcher leading off against Roger Clemens, who has fanned 11. And Fletcher takes a strike. Fletcher playing the game at shortstop in place of Jeff Kunkel, who fanned twice against Roger. Hits a ball. Temperature here never really has gone down much. It's gone from 97 now back up to 98. Strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Goes down to 97 with Huff's out there, and when that heat comes back on the mound, goes up to 90, 98 plus.
I think Rogers' fastball just takes the ball out of the air out of the ballpark. It is Huff against Clemens and a dandy, regardless. Pitching has been it tonight. 2-2. Scott Fletcher, a .283 hitter. .102 hits this year, knocked in 32 runs. He's not the power type, but he will get the bat on the ball, and he will not strike out very often, and he'll use the whole field. Two ball, 2 strike count. In the infield it goes. Boggs coming on. 1 out. Fletcher pops up. Good man to get out of there as your lead hitter in that inning.
Did a good job on him too. Tied him up inside. Got that fastball up in on him. Got him to pop it up. Fletcher's best when he can go up the middle and the other way.
Curtis Wilkerson has flied out twice to left field. Ball 1. Fastball. Ball 2. Clemens has walked 3 in the game. He has struck out 11. Been silent movies for the most part for everybody tonight. Now 3-0. He walks him on 4 pitches. So the Rangers have a runner with 1 away. 4th walk given up by Clemens. O.W. McDowell is the batter. And there goes the bat on the strike. Way down there by the tarp on the first base side.
Better get a little pine tar on that bat.
The attendance tonight. Well, here's a look at McDowell. skidding. Luckily, it stays in the ballpark. Attendance tonight, a good crowd here, 34,175. Whistling fastball for a strike, 0-2.
Looks like after walking Wilkinson, he's humped up a little bit on McDowell. Last couple of fastballs, very, very hard.
Strike. He's got him. Pitch on the outside corner. Good fastball, and he just came at McDowell. There are 2 outs, and that's number 12.
No fooling around right here. Just a good hard fastball. Keeps it away from McDowell. Outside corner. McDowell may have thought that pitch was a little bit high.
Sounded high. Espy is the batter. A strike. Cecil Espy has struck out twice and popped up. Clemens has pitched into the 7th inning now in 22 of his 23 starts this year. One time he went out was against Baltimore. Early. Not up to snuff physically, and they battered him around. He got out of there. You get a horse like that, and you know you got that going into the 7th inning every 5 days. Then you can give your bullpen a rest here and there. There's a ball line toward right center. Burks over. He's got it. Ellis Burks with the catch for the final out. And could have saved a lot of grief as Clemens gets help from his center fielder. No runs, 1 left, and after 8, it is 2-0 Red Sox. It is last call for the Rangers as they face Roger Clemens in the 9th inning. Red Sox leading 2-0 as Clemens is shooting for his 7th shutout of the year and his 13th win. Two years ago to this date, Clemens shut out the California Angels on a 2-hitter. He has 4 career 2-hitters. He had one at the last game of the season last year when he was going for the 20th win in an absolutely dominating game against Milwaukee at Fenway for his 20th win. He was not to be denied that day, and he shut him out with 2 hits. But he faces the middle of the order for the Texas Rangers in the 9th. Pete O'Brien, who doubled off him in the 7th. O'Brien 1 for 3. Ball 1.
Lee Smith up in the Red Sox bullpen.
Yeah, Smith time now as Clemens really wants to finish this. Of course. There's a strike. Roger has 9 complete games going into this one. A strike to O'Brien.
Not too much let up on that fastball either.
Nope, he's still smoking. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Pete O'Brien. 11 for 23 off Clemens. And he delivers one again, deep right field, up against the wall. Evans fires towards second base. Not in time, it's a double. O'Brien again leads an inning with a double. He is 12 for 24 against Clemens.
Well, it looked like Roger got away from the fastball that time. May have been the forkball, something off speed. Bryan really got the bat head out. Pull that ball down the line to a 330 mark. Take another look at it right here. Looked like it might have been the forkball. He's got a sweet stroke.
Some hitters that just have some pitchers, and O'Brien has Clemens.
Well, same situations we had in the 7th. Leadoff double.
So Clemens has to go to work again. O'Brien at second base. This time he does not represent the tying run, but an important one. The batter is Ruben Sierra. 0 for 3, has struck out twice. There's a strike.
Barrett trying to get the attention of Greenwell in left field. All the outfielders make sure throw goes into second base. That run at second really means nothing at all. This is the guy you got to keep off out of scoring position.
The fastball, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Oh, he must have jinxed him on that two-hitter stuff.
Yeah. Some of this big crowd is going home, but a lot are staying around to make some noise now. They had 34,000 plus tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ruben Sierra. Strike 2. Incavilla on deck.
Sierra thinking about one thing on that pitch. The bleachers.
Tie it up. Historically, things like that have happened to the Red Sox in this ballpark before. One ball, 2 strikes. Out of play, just going with the outside pitch that time. And it's 1-2. Red Sox leading 2-0, 9th inning. O'Brien at second.
Benziger right on the line at first base. Outfield is deep. Try to keep the ball in front of him.
Out of play again. Sierra stays alive with a 1-2 count. Joe Morgan and Bill Fisher. Bob Stanley re-ups to join Smith in the bullpen for Boston. To left field deep. Greenwell back for the out. 5 feet away from the wall about. And there's one long out as Sierra takes him deep to left field. But Greenwell stays with it, and Jerry mentioned they're playing deep. Well, anything getting over their head for a double.
And that's the reason right there. This ball hit very hard by Sierra going to the opposite field, but everybody in the outfield had moved back a couple of steps. Don't want that ball to get over their head. Greenwell back to the track right here. Makes the play.
So at the plate is a man who Roger Clemens has struck out 3 times tonight and 6 times in his career, 6 times at bat. Pete Incavilla, foul, strike 1. He has gone down swinging in the 2nd, the 4th, and the 7th innings. But he's also one who can tie up the game in one swing and tie it up in a hurry. A 1-strike count to Incavilla. play. Strike 2. So Pete down on the count 0-2. The on-deck hitter, the left-handed hitting catcher, Gino Petralli. Let's be sure to get it right. Incavilla is tied for 4th place in the American League in home runs with the 19 that he has. Stanley and Smith in the bullpen have been throwing and now just turning around to watch. Got him again. Incavilla caught looking, and that is number 13 for Clemens. The 4th time he's gotten Incavilla in this game. 2 down.
Boy, you can see him shaking his head. He has made some pitches on Incavilla tonight. The hat trick +1.
He sure has. Incavilla is now 0-for-7 against Clemens in his career. All strikeouts, and he's approaching Corey Snyder of Cleveland.
See the concentration in Clemens' eyes right on the outside corner.
Here's Petralli, and the ball gets away. Gedman chases it, and O'Brien goes to 3rd. Pitched right down at the feet and the shin guard of Rich Gedman. And a runner at 3rd base now. It's a wild pitch charged to Clemens. So a wild pitch puts O'Brien at 3rd. 1 ball, no strikes to Petralli. Maybe overthrown a little bit by Roger that time. Petralli in this game has singled, line to center, and walked, so he's been trouble. Got a tough walk-off Clemens in the 7th inning after 2 were out, the same as now. 2 balls, no strikes. And there is a strike. 2-1. Clemens trying for not only the shutout, the complete game, but most of all, the win. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fastball, ball 3. Steve Buechele is on deck. A foul ball, and the count is full, 3-2. And here we come right down to here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. O'Brien, the runner at 3rd. Strike 3. This game is over. Roger Clemens with a tremendous 9th inning after the leadoff double shuts him out. And the Red Sox have won 12 in a row. What a job by Clemens in the 9th and back in the 7th when O'Brien led each inning with a double. Clemens ends up with 14 strikeouts. And a tough pitch, a breaking ball that Petralli took.
Sure did. Here it is. Looks like the slider from Clemens, and watch that reaction. We're having some fun now.
Oh boy, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 big one left on base. And the Red Sox have won their 12th in a row. Our Texaco player of the game, a mystery, isn't it? Roger Clemens, his 14th win, getting the Red Sox 12th win in a row. His 7th shutout. And he had 14 strikeouts, ending the game with 2 in a row. Final score, the Red Sox 2 and the Rangers nothing.